Hey, everybody, this is Craig with Out on Film, and I want to welcome you to another Out on Film in Conversations with. And today I have the pleasure of speaking with the director and the writer and the producer, Moti Rachamim from Iftah.
Yeah, Iftah.
Iftah. Moti, welcome to Out on Film, and thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad.
Thank you. So tell us, how did you come to write and then make Iftah?
Wow. Well, making a movie was my dream for many years, but I couldn't because I had to raise a family and work. When I was alone, divorced, I started thinking about it, and I saw stories like Iftah in the reality in Tel Aviv, everywhere in Israel, and it made me really curious. So I decided I want to make a message with a movie that shows the danger in prejudice, you say, old opinion.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't easy. I had to write it for. I wrote the script in about half year.
Okay.
And then I started the production with almost zero budget because people volunteered. I had a great photographer who volunteered, actors volunteered, and we just went on and filmed it. And since I didn't have money, I had to do everything by myself, editing and designing the sound, editing the movie, everything was on me. In this very room, I did everything. It took a long time because I did it out of work when I was on my free time. And since I wanted to build some kind of a style I wanted to show my style. It took time until I could design the style I want to design a movie. And I couldn't believe it will reach the best festivals in the world. I wouldn't believe that.
Well, tell us. So when you talk about the style and structure and the editing, you make choices to portray the story at various points in time. So tell us a little bit the choices you made about being in the present and having each of them go back to different periods as they got to present day.
You mean, are you talking about the flashbacks in the movie? I didn't understand.
Yes, flashbacks.
That was quite hard because when you make a movie with low budget, with zero budget, it's almost impossible. You get luck if you. So I decided to take out the words from the movie, not too much talking, because if you know how to use the video well, this is really challenging, to do that. So I decided to bring childhood into the movie because in this way I could show the natural way of the sexual orientation, and then to show what happens if you deny it. But going in the flashbacks was quite hard. It almost was, when you put flashback in movie, in psychology movie, it could destroy everything if it's not done right. It should be really very, very, like. Did I answer your question?
Yes. So you have no budget. It's just you. How did you go about casting Iftah and Iris, particularly?
How did they know about what?
Casting, getting the actors to play Iris and Iftah.
Well, the woman in the movie was called Iris, his divorced wife. I knew her from a trailer that I made before the movie about a TV series about the same subject, the same narrative, but with three heroes. But I couldn't sell it to the TV. They liked it, but I didn't buy it. So I knew her from that time, and then I made auditions. I chose actors in a website. I went to agencies. I made audition in my house, and um, that's how I found them. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. And this is how I got the actors. And everybody came just, volunteering because everybody wants, his first time in movie. Everybody has the same purpose. So it went well all together.
And tell us about the production. How long were you filming? I mean, how long did you have to film?
It took about almost 10 days.
Okay.
The first week, it took 1 week, and then we had to make, more, how do you say, we had we missed some shots, so then we had 3 days more, and then we all worked, we all carried the lightning and I came to the editing, but I failed in the editing. Something didn't work. Then I discovered that the script to read was okay, but when it becomes movie, it doesn't work. And then I had thoughts to leave Tel Aviv and to go to a small village, to move a place. And I got stuck with the movie. I couldn't do it. I got really mad. Then I left it for 2 years. And then I said, okay, you moved, take your time, make yourself a school for editing. Don't hurry to anything, don't expect anything. Just sit on it. So hour here, hour there, 1 day here, I take a day off, and in 2 years I made it. Only the video, but then a few months for the post of the sound, music, and everything. And during that time, I also made new shots with the film and with the photographer because of I had to fix something. I had to invent some new script. It wasn't easy. It was almost impossible. Almost impossible. But it worked out.
I did. It worked out beautifully. So the film is actually beautifully shot.
Yeah.
So I'll say nice things about your cinematographer because it's beautifully shot.
His name is Amikam Shilo. He's well known here in Israel. He's filming, reality dramas in the TV stations and internet, and also films. And I know him for a long time. So, he came with a small camera, first DSLR that came out to the market. Few lightning, how you say, I forgot the name. And he did it all by himself. He had a student helping him, and he knew how to. I never told him how to shoot. There wasn't time for that because I counted on him. He knew how to, with 2 or 3 shots, to bring everything that you need in the scenes in a very talented way and very nice look of a real film. Yeah. And he was always smiling, always in action, always calm. Lovely person, a special person.
When you kind of filming and then editing and then watching it,
yeah,
did anything surprise you as you watch it now? Does anything surprise you from what you thought it was going to be?
yeah, because it took quite how do you say it, journey. It was a journey into my uh, editing style as a designer of editing, and also trying to build a nice, good narrative in the movie at the on the video. But uh, it was like something was in my head, but I couldn't translate it because it was, the first time. So uh, when I saw it in the end, I was surprised. Yeah, I was surprised because when I started it, it was so long. It took so long, and I really challenged myself a lot. Also in editing sounds, and it took hours and hours, and almost impossible. I don't know. My ears and my eyes go. Take long breaks before every time to see it, to refresh it, because that's why it takes time. But the first time I showed it to people, when I was pleased from the result, it was almost final cut. I wrote some people, and they saw it, and when I make a movie, I expect people to say things. I expect them to hear opinions. I want to hear the sentences. I know what I want the audience to say. I know it from the beginning.
Right.
And my challenge is how to make the movie make them say it. When the movie ended, just say everything I wanted to hear. I couldn't believe that because I was so much in that chaos of the movie. So, and that what was a great moment. Then I knew I succeeded. I did something. It's okay. It's good. The movie is good.
Yeah, I did something here.
So, I made it. I'm doing video for maybe 20 years. I'm making films, video, but I never made a movie of myself, feature. It's the first time. And I had experience, but not, 40 minutes feature. So that was new and very good. I learned a lot.
So what is happening with the film? You're playing at various film festivals, and kind of what is going on with the film and how is it doing?
Now they received it here in Israel at last in Tel Aviv and Tel Aviv Festival. It will be there in November in the Cinematheque. It's in the cinema, and it also went to Palm Springs and to Hollywood, California. I know 2 festivals in the United States. It was in Italy, in Australia, in India, in Brazil. I couldn't believe that. Yeah. And now Israel. And we're expecting more answers. I hope it will go to other countries too.
So you said you were inspired because you saw men like Iftah all over Israel.
Yeah.
How is the reaction kind of as people see this? I mean, are they recognizing themselves? Do they know this story?
Yeah. So if you go to gay people, it reminds them themselves in the beginning very much. If it goes to straight people, they usually say, I never thought about this, about the game this way. You made me see something that I never thought about. And these are the most reactions. And they are very good because, it turns people's minds, it makes them think intelligently. I didn't want to kick anyone with a movie. I don't like movies that kick or complain. This is not art for me. This is very easy to do. Art is to make people, convince people in a nice way, in an intelligent way, not to, when you respect people, you respect their mind, they respect you, they listen to you. And it does, especially I want families to see this movie because when you raise someone in your house, a young man or girl, If you see the film, it will make you think twice before you hit them.
Right, because one of the things as I was watching it, and you could see the pain that both
Mhm.
of them were going through. I mean, this was a process of breaking up as a couple, as a family. He's
Yeah,
coming out, and then you see that scene closer to the end where the father's coming in and slaps him, and you see like, here's how we wound up here in a way.
yeah, yeah, yeah. The slap, you say slap, yeah?
Yes.
Right, slap all his life. You know, the sound of the slap, the echoes, goes with until he's grown man, until he's a married man. Then it stops. Only then it stops. And yeah, it's destroying people's life, destroying families. People become miserable, and not everyone has the strength to stand up and and be himself. And the issue is not the sex; it's more about it's not about orientation, sexual orientation. It's more about you,
Right.
the truth that in you. It doesn't matter what. It could be in any other thing in your life. I made it through sex, okay, but I think the movie talks to a wide range of people who has problems, emotional problems.
Right.
So that's what I wanted to achieve because I didn't want to make it a gay movie. The gay movie is I don't find it that interesting. It's good, it's nice, but I want to say something in my movies always.
It was, they have such nice moments as they're kind of moving. You can watch them move through pain to
Yeah.
trying to get to a place where they can both move on.
Yeah.
So that in the end, you come away pretty hopeful.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The end looks to some people looks well, all of a sudden everything is okay, and some people no, they get it the way I wanted to get it because that was one of the problems. After I fixed the script in the editing, I had a problem with the end, and I couldn't film again. And I wanted it to end in a positive way, not in a negative. I didn't want it to break down. So I said maybe you take the president, he goes back to his son, but there was no process. It's all assemblies. Right. I know it's bad, but I couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't film again, so I
Right.
tried to make it. So some people like it, some people it looks a little strange, but it's okay. It's okay. You're right.
I just, it was a nice, it was, you just felt they were going to possibly get there. They were moving in a direction where your life has changed. Here is what it is now. It's not going to be painful for this long, and we can move on and live a different life.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're changing our life. We're changing our. As long as you didn't lose your leg in the war, you wouldn't. A car didn't hit you. You didn't lose your son in the war. You're healthy physically. You're okay.
Yeah.
All the other things that are in your mind, only in your mind, and use your mind to fix it because you're not miserable. You could always fix everything. Yeah. It depends how you look on your life. And so I wanted to give hope to people. It's okay. He has to complete. He has a son. He must go with his son. He must have a connection with his son, and he must be a gay now also. Somehow it's got to be. So why doing it in a sad way? Why not doing it with a smile?
Yeah. Very good.
It's also kind of a message.
So what is next for you? What are you working on now?
Ooh, now working on script. about story from the Middle Ages. It happens in Spain. Story about religion, a religion fight, and it's a true story. It happened in the Middle Ages in Spain in the 1300, and it's going to speak English, and it's going to be a very strong movie if someone will put money. That's what I mean.
That's always the thing, isn't it?
That's always the thing. Yeah, I'm not gonna volunteer people, but it should cost a lot of money. It's a real movie, and maybe it's too high, but it turns me on. I like to do things that turns me on, and if it turns me on, it comes out good.
Yeah.
That's for sure. So I'm working on a script now. I'm hoping to, in the next year, finishing the script and start to, get budget, try to get budget. I really hope.
It's the same everywhere, isn't it? I mean, you need to get the budget, trying to find the money.
Always the budget. Always. Well, I hope the stuff will help a little bit. The name, it helps.
Yeah.
But we'll see,
All right.
I could live without it also, but I want it.
Well, very good. Well, Moti, as we come to the end of our time, as you think about people watching the movie, what's one thing that you would like for them to get from it? As your audiences are going to be coming out of the festival in Israel, what are you hoping they walk out thinking?
That they can trust their own truth. That they can trust their own truth and to trust themselves. Each one must trust himself, must go by what his heart takes him, because that's what counts. And if you do it, everything will always be okay for you. And love it, love the people, love everyone.
I think that is a great message for us to take from it, and to end our conversation here. So Moti, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us today. I really do appreciate it. I know that our audiences are going to very much love this movie, and so we're very happy that you're playing at our festival here.
I must thank you from all my heart, because really it's really how do you say it, compliments me that you did the movie, you received it, and your festival known as a very honored festival, and I'm honored. Thank you very much, all of you.
Thank you. We're very honored to have you. And thank all of you for joining us. I hope that you enjoyed the film and this conversation. And I hope that you all enjoyed the rest of the festival. So thank you all very much for joining us. And thank you, Moti.
Thank you. Have a nice day.